Our boy, Weah is back, and I can't wait to see him at least on the bench for the game of Genoa of Friday. We'll speak about Weah, we'll speak about Genoa in a second, but today we start speaking about Mercato, transfer market. We know it, in Italy we love it. We are the 12th of December and we can't wait for January, for having maybe new signings in our team. Why are we speaking about it today? Because yesterday Giovanni Manna spoke about it. But before speaking about Giovanni Manna, Mercato, about the next games that we will play in the month of December that will be crucial, first of all, I want to say thank you. Thank you to all of you for the support that you are putting on the channel, but also to all the people that took the time yesterday to just click on the video that we made. You are just fantastic, epic. So continue to support the channel. You know it. It's quite easy. 3 things you have to do. Clicking on the videos that I'm making. 1. 2. Maximum of like. 3. Subscribe to the channel. If you want to, you can even share the videos with your friends, with your passionate Bianconeri friends. Anyway, we start with the Tutto Sport that is speaking about Ibracadabra. Why? Third comeback of Ibrahimovic to Milan, this time not as a football player, but as a senior consigliere, senior advisor. Did they need him a bit more on the field than off the field? Probably yes. But let's see. That's not the topic that I want to speak about. I want to speak about the news that is there. On top of Tutto Sport, Juve, Manna dal mercato. For the people that are asking, who is Giovanni Manna? Well, it's the guy that is on my right, on the left on your screen, at the Golden Boy Award of last Monday, not yesterday, but 1 week ago. Fantastic person. He took care of all the mercato before Giuntoli arrived, and since Giuntoli is there, they are working next to each other, are traveling each other with together. They are going to England, they are watching Premier League games, they are working together to make sure that Juventus, for the future, is as competitive as possible. But of course, yesterday he spoke after being awarded as the Manager of Piemonte of the Year. Beautiful awards. We love that. In December, there are awards for everyone. Beautiful ceremonies, etc., etc. But what is interesting for us is, of course, the words that he said. And one of the first sentences that he said was really controversial for a lot of Juventini, because he said, "Sì, la Juve è a posto così." Yes, Juventus, the team is okay as it is today. Mamma mia, what did he say? No, I didn't say manna mia. I said mamma mia. Mamma mia, what did he say? Juventus is complete like it is. Of course, the Juventini were angry and they were frustrated because they are saying, what is he speaking about? We are not complete. We miss a few players. Midfield, left back, right back, whatever. We need some more players to be able to compete with Inter. But we have to listen to the entire conversation of Mana to really understand what he said. It's true, he said Juventus is complete as it is, but if there is the opportunity, so let's go to the 3 things that he said, because he said 3 important things. The first one about the team and the mercato, secondly about the players on loan, and the third one, of course, about the objective of Juventus. We read the words and then we will, of course, go and analyze what he said. Is it correct? Yes or no? He spoke about mercato, saying first, we are extremely satisfied about the players that we have in our team at the moment. On top of that, the players that we have, well, the coach did a fantastic work to bring value, even more value to these players. First thing. He continues saying, of course, we are always ready to monitor and to evaluate the opportunities of the mercato. But we are not going crazy, running like crazy people, because we are obliged to take a player in the winter. If we are looking for a midfielder, for a mezzala, well, it's normal in a way, because we are actually, or we planned to do a team with 2 more midfielders that are Pogba and Fagioli that are not there. But at the moment, at the right moment, after 15 match days, well, I can say that the team, the coach, everyone, they did fantastically well, even without them. So we are actually in an extremely positive moment, even without these players. I repeat, if there is the opportunity, we will try to go for it, but it is not necessary. First thing. Then he continued about Barrenechea, Sule, Caio Jorge. Will one of them come back? Will some of them will be sold to another team? He said in the winter, in the summer, we started a project. We are in the winter. They will not move because they have to complete their journey. That's the second thing. And then the third thing, he spoke about the objective. Objectives repeated by Max Allegri, by the management, by Cristiano Giuntoli, by the ownership. We are going for a minimal objective that is top 4, but then we are Juventus and we have the obligation to look to compete in every single competition. Looking day by day where we are to compete for something bigger. We start with the last one. Evaluation. What do I think about what he said? I totally agree. It's not the first time that we are speaking with it. We go with a minimal objective that is top 4 because it's so crucial financially, sustainability, competitivity, elite, brand, image, and then we go day by day. Day by day. Of course, in the locker room, we are dreaming about something more, but we have to do it step by step by step. The first thing is end of December, where are we? Then it's April, March, where are we? And then we try to go until match day 38. So on that, he's totally aligned, really corporate talk. About the youngsters on loan, Sule, Barrenechea, Caio Jordi that played his first game as a starter with Frosinone, I totally agree. They start a project. Let's not mess up with the growth of these young players that really need a full year. And I totally agree. And then on the Mercato, well, what do you want him to say? Do you want him to say, we are not happy, we need some more players, we need especially to find someone? These kind of talks at the 12th of December, they never happen. It's true, we are totally satisfied because you can turn it as much as you want to. We are playing without Pogba, without Fagioli, and I always told you until the winter mercato, where maybe we will be able to do something, I will always mention them because we are playing without two midfielders, and two midfielders that should probably have been starters in this Juventus. So yes, they are satisfied. Yes, we are satisfied about what we are doing with two important players less. But that kind of excuse is valid, of course, until the winter mercato, because in the winter mercato, you know what you didn't know in the summer. You know that these two players are not there. So I think that you have the obligation to go for a midfielder, at least one. Because McKennie is showing that not only can play on the right side, but also on the midfield. We saw Rabiot with continuity. We saw Locatelli. We saw now also McKennie. That is a beautiful surprise. He's not the phenomenon. We agree on that. But he's a really beautiful surprise in that midfield. So going for one midfielder more, I really believe that it's nearly an obligation. Then, are we happy about the team that we have at the moment? Yes. Can we make it better? Absolutely yes. And he's saying it. I repeat, if we find an opportunity, yes. An opportunity, that's important. Just not go for the Rincon of the situation. Do you remember Rincon that we go in January, we take him? With all the respect, valid player. But is this what we need? I don't know. Or do we go for a mega star on loan 6 months that is not playing, you know, like a Sancho, for example, that is not playing for the entire season, just to put someone there, and then we have the balance of the locker room that is a bit disrupted? I don't know what to do. Anyway, on the pages, we have the name of Sudakov. Sudakov that wants to leave in the winter and he would love to go in January in Italy, the country where his idol, Shevchenko, played. I heard something that he is loving Milan. Anyway, who cares about that? We know it. Players at a certain moment when they have opportunity, they go to a team. Even Giorgio Chiellini was a Milan fan before joining Juve, and now he's breathing. He's sweating black and white. Anyway, so I don't care about that. But it's a player that would be really interesting. I saw so many now highlights and skill of the player. It's a more offensive midfielder. It's really interesting. What is the price tag? Well, between 25 and 30. Do Juventus have that money right now, at the moment, at today, as we speak? Not really. Not even with the capital increase. And that's why a sacrifice on the market is an obligation. Who is the number one? It's Ealing Jr. If I told you that Sule will not be sold because he is in the future project of Juve, at least until the end of the season, finishing his loan with Frosinone, and then let's see what will happen for the future. Well, Ealing Jr. is a possible candidate that could go for Tottenham. Tottenham that is ready to give us between the 18 and 20 million euro. With what we saved on the salary of Paul Pogba, well, that could be enough to go for the player that you can see here with the number 8 shirts, the player of Shakhtar Donetsk. There are some voices on Kenan Yildiz, we know it. After his beautiful goal on Turkey, he was on all the front pages. Everyone was speaking about it. We heard some journalists saying that he was totally frustrated, him and the agent. Yesterday we saw him training with the team, with a smile at a certain moment. I don't see all of that frustration. Then, of course, does he want to play more? Of course he wants to play more. He's 18. He's in a really beautiful moment. He wants to go for it. But at the moment, the balance is important. And then it's a step-by-step growth. Juventus is really believing in the player. Then, if Arsenal comes with 40 million, with 45 million, Juventus could possibly think about it, but at the moment, it's absolutely not the case. We will have time to continue speaking about Huijsen, about Kenan Yildiz, but I want to go to a beautiful news. This guy that you can also see here now on the picture, Timo Weah, that yesterday trained with the team with that beautiful new outfit. You know, with that, my favorite color is yellow. So when I see a new kit, a new training kit of Juve in yellow, I'm super, super happy. Because it's just beautiful that Dortmund feel like is really beautiful. Hopefully we'll have a better destiny than Dortmund that last year, you all remember, lost at the last day of Il Campionato. Hopefully that will not happen to Juve. But that's another story. So having him on the bench, ready to enter, can be super important. On the other side, Rabiot yesterday trained individually, alone. Why? Because in Napoli game, he received a small knock, and now it's a run towards time because Allegri, of course, he wants his guy. He's only obliged to refuse to let him play when he is banned for a game. Otherwise, you know it, Rabiot plays from the first minute until the last minute of the game, never subbed out. We are counting on him. He should be able to do it, but of course, we will monitor that situation. Hopefully, it's not that serious. It should not be. Then, if we're speaking about the players that should be there against Genoa, Weah and Rabiot, there are some players that could also be there and should also be there in the big game, Juve-Roma, because Dybala and Lukaku will be there. Lukaku, for that really crazy tackle, received 1 day of suspension, so he will play against Napoli before playing against Juve, and Dybala, the injury is less serious as we were thinking about, so he will also miss 1 game or 2 games. He will be there against Napoli to gain some minutes to be totally fully ready in the Allianz Stadium game. The home of Paulo Dybala. Then, Roma is far away. We have first Genoa, then we have Frosinone. So let's concentrate first on the Genoa game. Genoa that lost 1-0 in the last game. Gazzetta dello Sport is speaking again about Ibra, of course, but they're also speaking about the Jolly Cambiaso, the Joker Cambiaso, that from now on the channel I want to call Joao Cambiaso. For what reason? When I was live with him, he told me his idol is Joao Cancelo. So Joao Cambiaso, he will be the really player that will, the ex-Genoa player, he will face his team. What a player. What a player. A real joker. He can play on the left. He can play on the right. When I told him, you see, I see some qualities from a mezzala in you. Are you growing towards that position? He told me, Beppe, but you know that in the past I was already playing as a mezzala. And it's later that I became a player that is playing on the wing. So I have these skills. It's not a non-natural position for me. So it's a player that is really a joker. Left, right, he's ambidestro. He can play with his left and his right foot. A player that is doing fantastically well. Already 2 assists this season. Already 1 goal. A player that, I tell you the truth, I would never have bet on him, on doing that great. But then in the tournée in USA, he already showed me some beautiful sign. And it's a player that is really growing on me. What a player. I'm so lucky. We are speaking a lot about Timo Weah being the only signing of Juve this summer, which is technically true. But the comeback from loan, from Genoa and Bologna, from Cambiaso, mamma mia. Anyway, I want to finish the video with something that I said so many times. It's about the referees. You know that this season, we already spoke about it, 2 weeks after the facts, they are going on television on DAZN with Open VAR, that's a show on Italian television, where they are going with referees, with Italian football people, and they are speaking about what happened. And we are able to hear the audio paired with the images of what the VAR and the referee were speaking about at that moment. And then there is an expert referee that is explaining us if yes or no the decision was correct or not. I always told you, beautiful initiative, but according to me, the VAR is perfect. It's the people that are behind the screens that are not always perfect. Why? Because they are human beings. And as long as it's the human being that will take a decision, there is always a margin for mistakes. Do I really believe that these shows are helping? According to me, no. According to me, absolutely not. Because they were showing again the game Inter-Napoli, or Napoli-Inter it was, with that fall in the midfield of Lautaro Martinez on Lobotka. We really see it, they go, they explain it. We see also the hand of Lautaro on Lobotka. You all know, you all have it in mind. I'm sorry I can't show you the images because of copyright infringements. And you hear live that the three, so assistant, the referee, and also in VAR, all of them are all saying, this is not a foul. Live, this is not a foul. We will check it back, but this is not a foul. Trust me, this is not a foul. While yesterday, there is the representator, so the guy that is representing VAR and all these kind of things, saying, They are all saying that it's not a foul, so for us, you can't even discuss that one. But on the television show, all the people that were sitting, they were saying, Luca Toni, for example, Marelli, ex-referee, they were all saying, according to us, it's a foul. So what are we speaking about? Is it really necessary to go on a live show where the referees are all telling you it's not a foul, while all the other people and football people are telling it's a foul? So we are always here, human discussion, opinion, subjectivity, why it should never be subjective. On a way, they continue with the penalty not given to Napoli on that foul on Osimhen. You all remember that foul Acerbi on Osimhen that we all saw. They see a clear image of Acerbi taking the leg, the foot of Osimhen. They see it on VAR. What are they saying? What are they asking? Please, can you go and show me other images? Which is kind of correct, but the other images that are showing are less good quality than the first one. That is clear a penalty. Well, they're saying, let us see, and then they go in super slow-mo, not only slow-mo, super slow-mo, and they are judging the intensity of that foul. And they are saying, no, there is no intensity. You can see the words here, it's written, guarda l'intensità, watch to the intensity. From what I have always learned, VAR room and VAR expert and VAR referees, they can't judge intensity. They can judge if there is a foul or not, but they can't give an opinion on the intensity. This is something that has to be validated or not by the referee on the field, live, not as super slow-mo. Because how can you really judge in an objective way the intensity of a foul when you are watching it in super slow-mo? Anyway, so I wanted to speak about it, not to speak bad about Inter or not, or the referee, or not going with conspiracy theory. That's not the thing. It's just the tool, and it can be for Juve or for whatever other team. What I don't care. It's just the tool of saying, now we speak about it, and it's okay, and it's great, and we will tell you everything. That is, according to me, not working. It's absolutely not working, because at the end, the VAR live, they can tell whatever they want to. We can still not agree, as yesterday on the show they didn't agree. Let me know your opinion about opening the dialogues or watching things 2 weeks later. I'm really curious. And then, of course, the words of Giovanni Manna. Are you happy that Timo Weah is back? What about Kenan Yildiz? Let me know everything you want to in the comment section. Grazie, forza, Juve.